including churches. In fact, the Barna Group, a research and resource organization, conducted a poll and found 38% of pastors in the U.S. thought about quitting full-time ministry in the past year. Our Shira Matsuzawa talked to a local pastor who shared why those in his field are also joining the Great Resignation.
Our world changed, right, in the midst of the pandemic. The ability to be present with people, to pray or to lead them in worship, the ability to just experience the presence of each other was gone.
Pastor Dwayne Anders with Boise's First United Methodist Church, also known as the Cathedral of the Rockies, has been a pastor for more than 30 years. He says it felt like it was overnight when pastors like himself had to learn how to preach to a camera and do it without the returns they were used to getting.
No amens, no great sermon pastor, just kind of preaching to a silent camera was a whole new world.
And those changes, along with a lack of connections mixed with layers of the already existing crisis of extreme politics, race issues, and budget issues, are just some of the reasons why some pastors are now quitting or considering quitting full-time ministry.
The weariness of the pandemic, the weariness of politics that are extreme on both ends, the weariness of opening and closing, of shutting down and restarting, of wearing a mask, of not wearing a mask, of vaccinations and not, all of that after a while is just weary making. And it's exhausting is the word I use.
Research and resource organization, the Barna Group, found nearly 2 in 5 pastors have considered quitting full-time ministry, which is up 9% from the previous year.
And if you dig into it deeper in that study, you will find that actually in mainline churches, which are Methodist, Lutheran, Episcopals, Baptists, and those kind of traditions, the percentage was 51% of the clergy said they were strongly considering leading ministry.
While Pastor Anders loves what he does, he understands how others are feeling.
In this time of pandemic, I don't know any pastor that hasn't said, do I have enough money to retire? What else could I do? We've all, I think, considered, is there another option? And it's mainly because of exhaustion. And because we're not getting those connections we're used to that feed our soul.
Which is why he says it's important for all of us to take care of ourselves and each other.
I say these 4 things at the end of every sermon. Remember, you matter to God, that no crisis will last forever. There's always hope, and others can help, just ask.
Pastor Anders says one good thing did come from the pandemic. More people from different states were able to join his Bible studies online.